Hey everyone, Stephanie Davis here today. Today I have a few hauls to share with you guys. So my first haul is from Jackson's. As you guys know, that was my favorite new place to shop last year because they have such amazing shipping and amazing prices once you take the VAT tax off if you're in the US. So right away when you look, it may not seem that great of price, but once you tell them you're shipping to the USA, they take, seems like 20% or something, 15-20% off. So the first thing I picked up is this watercolor palette, and this is a tin one. This is the Jackson's brand. It doesn't have any marking, but it does have this palette that comes out. It does have the raw edges, which I didn't think it would. I thought they would be finished. So, but I will tell you, the Schminke one did that as well. So the Schminke palette by far is the best palette quality-wise, I think. But all I did is take some electric tape and cover that, and then it does stay down. I tried washi initially just because I would have liked my little fox washi tape in there, but the washi tape didn't want to stay down. So, but I put electric tape in there, and that seems to be perfect. So there's a tip for you if you're not a fan of this. It feels like you could cut yourself really easy. So, but otherwise, this is a pretty nice palette. And so I did get that, and I picked that up mostly so I could put all of my Daniel Smith colors, because I have been using this Magello plastic palette, which I like, but it seems like no matter what I do, some of these pop out. And also, I don't want to waste like this one. I mean, several of them. I've tried putting water and I let them dry a couple days before I close the palette, but no matter what I do, some of these, when I tip them upside down, they don't want to stay in place. So the next item I picked up is this watercolors from Sennelier. And the reason I picked this up, I did get this. I got this for a Christmas present, and I had asked my husband for this because honestly, I had picked up, if you've seen my other videos, I have a couple other Sennelier watercolor sets, but the problem is I really wanted a small set. This way I had the extra paints as well as the beautiful case, and I'm just weird. I really like to have the cases with their names on them and everything. So since that was such a good deal, I went ahead and got that as one of my Christmas presents. And same thing with this one. I picked up one of my Christmas presents for my husband. I picked out the Schminke watercolors. Now these, if I want to remember right, at the time were on sale for like $60. I'm not sure what they are now, so you guys will have to check. The prices are always going to change anyway. But this is, Schminke has by far, the Sennelier case is pretty good, but I do have to say the Schminke case to me is like the best quality you can get. I absolutely love them, and I checked on just getting a Schminke palette by itself, and it was like $60. Well, that's how much it is to get it. That's how much I paid to get this with the 12 colors. So now I have the perfect set just to take for both of the Sennelier and the Schminke to take to my dining room table and paint really easy. So but this case again comes out, and you can actually probably use this for mixing, but I don't ever do that. I usually just use a kitchen plate. This does have the rolled edges, which for strangely, I don't know why my large set didn't. Maybe it's because I did pick the large set up on Amazon, so maybe the Amazon ones don't come with the rolled edges. But this is absolutely beautiful palette, and I'm so glad I picked it up. And the next watercolor palette I got was finally not a duplicate, some new watercolors I had wanted to try. These are from Russia, and they're called the White Nights, and this was the best bang for your buck for watercolors. So these are the St. Petersburg White Nights watercolors. This is a 36 pan set, and these are actually artist grade watercolors, and the price on these was phenomenal at the time. I did get these on sale around Christmas, and they were only $45, which I thought was unbelievable. So now they do come in this plastic case, and it's actually it doesn't wobble as much as some of the metal ones, so that's a good point. But it does seem, it is plastic, which, you know, isn't my favorite probably, mostly because it looks like it's going to be that kind of plastic that turns yellow over time. But I have to say, for the price, I have been thoroughly impressed. I've just played with these a little bit. I wouldn't say these are quite as good of quality as like my Schminke or my Daniel Smith or Sennelier, but they're, you know, they're pretty good. I've been pleasantly surprised for the money, the bang for your buck. So for my Schminkes, when I picked out the Schminke colors, I ordered 36, and they were $150, if that gives you any idea. And that was actually a very good deal I found on Amazon. So, and then I added other colors that I like, and I'm still missing two that keep being out of stock. I play with these just a little bit, and I'll try to add a swatch card because I have added some of the new colors that I had to buy at a different shop, and of course I'll link that below for you because I couldn't find them at Jackson's. But I did get a second palette. I got a second palette because it was only like $4.99, and then I took out some of the other colors that I didn't like as much. There's really only one color that's atrocious to me, and that's the chromium oxide, and I don't like that in the Schminke either. Put my the colors that I didn't quite like as much in here, and but then I can still have them. And then I put my favorite colors to be in here. So, but I think this is going to be a fun palette. I think it's going to be a great palette to travel with because I'm not going to have to worry about it getting damaged or, you know, any of my pricey paints. And another thing I really like about this is this comes out and this pops off really easy, and then it's really easy to paint with that. For my initial first impression, I have to say I've been pretty pleased, and I'm definitely glad that I picked them up. I think if you're a beginner or something, this might be a really good set. I'm really having a lot of fun with these. For some little miscellaneous things that I did pick up. So I decided to go ahead and try the Windsor Newton professional watercolors. I haven't tried any of theirs yet. And this is Windsor Violet, which is, I've seen several people write that that's one of the favorites from Windsor Newton. This is a pigment PV23, and I don't have a lot of those. I seem to have a million PV19. So, and then the other thing I had picked up, I had to get, now I did get this order before, gosh, I think this was like an order I placed back in October. The best thing about Jackson's is they have all kinds of unique art supplies, and you can just go browsing and find the neatest stuff that I can't find here in the US. And I absolutely love these gold clips. They're made by Penco. So I had actually only ordered 2 of these, but luckily, I don't know if it was a mistake or if they were just being super nice. I received 6. I'm actually missing 1 somewhere being used in here. But they are absolutely gorgeous. And what I did get them for is because I have this Coddy, I think it's pronounced Coddy, little sketchbooks. It's a handmade watercolor. It's got that decal edging that I think is really cool. But I love being able to paint different things in here, and then, but it doesn't want to stay open. So I use these to take my little chopping board, and then I make my own kind of clipboard, I guess you could say. And also I I was trying to use these, my little Hobby Lobby gold clips, and they're pretty, but they don't open very wide. So these are just really jumbo, like I think they call bulldog clips, but they'll hold any of my sketchbooks open. And so these are going to be great to put on all of my sketchbooks. So I can just use these, and these are actually, I think they're just like the bulldog clips. Now you can get bulldog clips on Amazon. They're just not as pretty. So, but this is for the white nights. Okay, so for the white nights, I did find this really quick. Excuse, this is really sloppy because this is literally, I just did this really quick just because I was excited to swatch them out. But this is the original 36 palette. These are the colors you do get. These are the new colors that I did get, but I'm pretty sure all these colors came to like $10 or something. Really, really reasonable. So then when I made my own palette, this is the colors I chose. Again, it's just scribbled out really quick, but I thought I would share that in case you're curious what those colors were. And let's face it, they're just gorgeous, and they'll be so pretty to put my pictures on Instagram. I'm pretty sure it was a mistake that they sent me those, but I did let them know and they didn't have me send them back. So I really just thank Jackson's for letting me keep those, and for somebody being extra generous that day when they were shipping my order. So if you do place an order at Jackson's, make sure before you check out, you go check out some fun stuff, including their special offers, because they always have some free giveaways or very low price, like under $1 giveaways. A little bit of the parchment paper stuck to that one, but that's because they gave me such a generous sample. But this will be the 12 colors that will come into that palette that I did get. And so that is one of their free offerings that I always take advantage of. And then I also did get the one from Windsor Newton. They do tend to go out of stock very often, so you have to check, and I always have a wish list going. So, okay, so Windsor Newton doesn't give as quite as generous of a little sample, but you get 6 instead of 12, and it's still nice to try some of these colors because I haven't tried anything from Windsor Newton yet. And then I have liked both of these papers from Moulin de Roy, and I think this is the paper that the artist Billy Scholl recommended. I actually had ordered this paper from Fabriano because at the beginning of one of her books she says that was her, what'd she call it? That was her desert island like thing she couldn't live without. And then I think later in the book she says now she uses this, or I don't know. As well as if you want to get any colors, they offer free color charts. So it makes it really easy to see which all the colors, and it has the pigment information for you, and it's just got a wealth of information. So I love being able to get these. And then last but not least, I picked up the Vinci Number 2. Now this is a squirrel brush, which I'm not gonna lie, I have mixed feelings about. I do find I love them. I wish I would have fallen in love with synthetic brushes, but I have I have 3. And these are some of my favorite. They hold water like nothing else. And I don't know if it's because I started with the black velvet, which are a mix of synthetic and real squirrel hair, I think. But I much prefer, I really tried liking the synthetic ones more, and I just don't. Anyway, I did order the number 2, and so then that will give me hopefully all that I need. So I think I had mentioned before that I can't remember if I showed this book or not. I did get this back in like October, but I'm not sure if it made it in the cut because my videos were so long. But I did get this book by Billy Scholl. She is a botanical artist, and I absolutely love her work. She offers classes that I'm planning on taking, just really don't have time right now. But this book was the first book that I tried, and I was so impressed with the book that I mean, I haven't read it all. I just flipped through and I was so impressed with everything that I had to go get all of her other books that I could find. She's what introduced me to Sennelier, and because of their glazing abilities. So, but she, like that is so just stunning. I think it's so beautiful. But she tells you which paints to use, and she actually gives what colors. And she offers her own palette, but I didn't get her palette because I noticed that a lot of these weren't single pigment colors, and I just kind of wanted to stay with single pigments. That one, this is Botanical Painting and Watercolor. This is the one you can get easily. I think this is her most recent book, but this one you can get easily in hardcover on Amazon. I have it linked below. But these, so then it sent me out looking for these, and it did take quite a while to get these. It took about 30 days or so to get them, but I really wanted hardcover. These are not in print anymore, I don't think, so you can only get them the soft cover books, which I really prefer the hardcover. So these were worth the wait, but I did get these on Amazon. So again, this is A to Z flower portraits, and so this, I'll just flip through quickly. More gorgeous watercolored flowers, and she really studies them, but like, look, that is just gorgeous. The honeysuckles, the magnolia, I just think and I love the way she walks you through step by step how to do the first layer and then the second layer, and that's why she uses the Sennelier paints, is because they're so good at they're so good for glazing, doing second coats and third coats without making it look overworked. But since I'm learning, and I will really want to learn her way, I'll just use whatever she tells me to. So I can't wait to look through these. Oh, how gorgeous is that? And look, oh, peonies, my favorite. I'm definitely going to do that soon. I hadn't really got a chance to look through this because unfortunately, pretty much since we were told we have to move, I've kind of been freak out mode because I never ever thought we were going to have to move to the East Coast. And been, not gonna lie, I've just kind of been having a little bit of mourning because I love California. I love so many things. I mean, California is not perfect. Of course, California is not perfect. There's no perfect place. This one is watercolor flower portraits. So this one is fruit and vegetable portraits, and again, I've had this probably for 2 months. I ordered it and it took a long time to get it. Back probably in October, but it did take quite a while to get it since I wanted the hardcover, and I didn't ever open the box, and it's been too late so I can't return it, but it was ripped when I received it, unfortunately. But it is a lovely book. So I need to make sure I don't get orders that I don't have time to look through. But some really stunning work, and I love how she shows you how to take the paint away and get that like highlight and stuff like that. So really, really can't wait to play more with this. So the next small order, the only stamps that I did get are some stamps from Close to My Heart, because if you guys know, I've been staying in as a consultant just for a discount, mostly for the organization products. But I did see some pretty stamps, and I love this. I was thinking this was going to be a little bit bigger, but it's really pretty. So I did pick out this Easter Animals stamp set, And I haven't found very many Easter sets that aren't just cute little bunnies or something. So I thought this was pretty cute. And then the stamp and thin cuts, which is their dies. And this is Chelsea Gardens, and it's really pretty, but unfortunately it's already sold. It sold out like 3 weeks after it was made available, so I'm really glad that I got it because you can't get it anymore. So this is the reason I had to place the order. So this is my favorite of all of them though. This is the Stamp and Thin Cuts Give Me Some Sugar card making. And so I'll go ahead and open this and show you guys. So you get, this was my favorite. I think this is super cute. This little oven mitts, the measuring cup, the cheese grater, the little handheld mixer, salt and pepper, and a rolling pin. And then there's the cutest little sayings: you always measure up, we go together, grateful for you, baked with love from the kitchen of, and then you're great, I admit you're the best, whip it good, just roll with it. I think those are so cute. And you get the matching dies, and for this, the grater, it even cuts out the inside, which I think is super cute. And I thought that would just go great with the Lawn Fawn, and this Neat and Tangled sets to make like some recipe cards and stuff. So that's what I plan on doing with that. This is Kitchen Traditions, and this I thought would be really cute to make my own recipe cards, which I've always really wanted to do and never got around to. But it says, a story behind this recipe. This recipe reminds me of, I love this recipe because, in our family tradition. And then it's got all kinds of different food. It's got a little turkey, a pie, some cutlery, a salad bowl, bread, pizza, all kinds of different things. And then this is the Cut Above recipe kit. So this is a little kit to make your own recipes, and I'm guessing you could stamp like one of these in there or something. I haven't looked at this too much. I just thought it was pretty cute, and I thought if I don't get around to making my own, I can at least use these. Oh, so that's what they're made to do. They're made to use in their little photo albums. So I think they're made to go in like these things, the like Project Life Memory Protector thingamabobs. I think that's, yeah. And then you can have more room to write, which I thought was really cute. And then last but not least, I did get the Gemini Junior, and gonna go ahead and open it up now. This is an electronic die cutter. It's called the Gemini Junior, and I've seen a lot of people on Instagram and stuff like that. This is new, but I've seen a lot of people on Instagram got it. And a crafty friend, Sybil, I'll link her channel below. She is a fabulous card maker, and she's so sweet, and she had picked this up, and I was waiting to see how she liked it, and then I decided that I'm just gonna get it, and hopefully I'm just gonna join the club and get it too and find out. Now, I got this from HSN because at the time Amazon did not have it. But I did see it is cheaper on Amazon. I'll have it linked to both places below. Good thing is, even on Amazon, you get all the shims and the mats and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna open this up. Well, I was dying to play with this, so I thought I would just go ahead and get it out of the package and show you guys. I did read that everywhere you get it, you're gonna get all the shims and all the stuff you need. But I believe since I ordered it from HSN, then I get these extra dies and such. So, not sure if I will use any of these. Has your instruction manual and the user guide. And it tells you the different cutting sandwiches right here, cutting thin metal dies. You're gonna put the blade side up. So what I did like about this is it has a pause, and I watched the HSN, like they have it on YouTube, but she kept putting in big sandwiches. And basically she was saying you just put it in, and if it doesn't, if it's too much, it won't take it. And then you back it out. Try one of these kind of more intricate cuts now to do Leafy Garland, which I love, and I love to do different things, but when I used earlier today, I cut it out of, it's this kind of faux wood thing. Now, it looks like I might be able to get it all out, but if you can see, there's a couple places it didn't cut the best. And eventually I might be able to get it out. And you can also add the metal shim adapter, which is supposed to help cut intricate dies. But I've actually had quite a few dies from Altenew. They didn't cut all the way through for me and they were beautiful, but they probably just needed the metal shim and I never got it. But I thought I would see if that works here. I also have some gold cardstock and some just regular Nina. So I thought we would try cutting those and see how this does. But I'm really excited because there's been a couple times even when I was using my big shot, I remember my husband thinking, man, that looks like a lot of work. And so yeah, this was my birthday was just a few days ago, and I have, in January is my anniversary, my birthday is February 13th, and then Valentine's Day. So I have my kids call it an Anna birthday-versary. So this was my gift for that. So I'm just gonna push it in there. And then it takes it from me. That was another thing. It's quite a bit of indentation on the metal. Oh, is it gonna do that every time? Okay, so it has really beat that up, so if that's gonna bother you, you might be aware of that. But wow, look how good that cut. Wow. So this, I'll just share. This was me cutting it with just earlier today. This was me trying to get it out after cutting it with a Cuttlebug. This was the difference in the cut. This one is, I might be able to get them all out eventually, but it's going to be really hard to get that out. And there's quite a few places that seems like it's hard to cut, but I could have added, Cuttlebug might have a metal shim that I didn't find yet. This one is just coming right out. Piece of cake. And that will be all ready to just pop those little pieces out really easy. The thing I liked about this that kind of won me over opposed to the Big Shot Express, I think it's called. Now the Big Shot has an electronic one, and I was most interested in the Tim Holtz Vagabond. But it's so large and it's brown that I just thought I would try this first. And what actually won me over is that I noticed with the Tim Holtz, you have to hold down the button the whole entire time you're cutting, and I think I'm just lazy. I just wanted to take it and be done. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same sandwich, layer cutting plate, the plastic shim, the magnetic shim, then I'm going to do some gold cardstock, which is my favorite. You guys know I love to take these leaf dies and do gold or vellum. So I'm going to put it right on top of there. And then I was going to do the metal plate next, the clear cutting plate. So you just put it in and then you hold it in place till it takes it from you. Okay. Another brilliant cut. Oh, I just love this. How beautiful is that? And the best part is, while it did cut out brilliantly, I mean, I don't even need to use the poker tool because these are just falling out. It didn't leave any stray little creases because that's what I find. So these are just popping out. I don't even have to get the little tool out. I can just use my finger and gently rub over them. They're cut so well. So I love that. Okay, so next I'll just cut some regular cardstock. Now since we're getting ready to move, a lot of my stuff is packed. I've tried keeping a few things out because I'm still like on the fence if I'm going to take some crafty stuff with me like I did last time. Ooh, okay, so I'll just stamp these out really quick. I was trying to find some kind of stamps with coordinating dies, and all of the ones I have are packed. So I'll open these real quick and do these. Okay, cutting thin metal dies. So you do, so once you do the clear cutting plate, the plastic shim, the magnetic shim, which, so now I could try it without washi tape maybe. I haven't been without washi tape forever. And then it wants you to do them face up. So I'm just gonna flip this over so that they'll be face up. And then it wants you to do the material to be cut, which is the paper. And then it wants you to do the plastic cover. So now I'll run these through. Okay. So it does work great, but as you can tell, it cuts up your pad really bad. I will say it's kind of scary hearing the cracking noises you go through, but it does a beautiful job. I'm not surprised. And I'm going to try next to do it without any washi tape, but those just cut out perfect. It does leave a little bit of an indentation because it has so much pressure. There's the other one. Now these are close to my heart dies, so I wish I had like Lawn Fawn or some normal die. The close to my heart ones are fine, but to me they live just a little too much of a negative border. They're just a teeny bit too wide to me, but that's just because I'm super picky. But you wouldn't want to cut it face down because then it might cut into your magnet shim. So I would guess that's why they want you to do the material and do the dies cut up, face up. Okay, last one. Okay, so that time it didn't have as loud of a cracking noise that was quite as scary to me. Okay, so it did cut those out perfect. All of those really did cut. I have to say, it did cut all of these perfect, and I'm gonna have so much fun with this. I'm gonna feel spoiled. I can't wait to kiss my husband and tell him I'm gonna feel spoiled every time I use this. I don't have to get a workout anymore when I'm die cutting. So really excited about using this. And now this might have to go, if I decide to take more craft stuff, this might have to go on the road with me. So first of all, some of you have asked if you could see some of the paintings I'm doing, which honestly is a little embarrassing because I'm still learning and I just don't have a lot of time to give that I want to achieve the results that I want. But I did try, in one of my previous videos I showed you one of these kits that I got from Dick Blick. They were like, I got them for like $2.99 or something really cheap. You get a paintbrush and some paper and some dots and stuff like that. This was the spring kit, I think, and it also comes with a DVD. Now, I've had a chance to use these. They're really fun, but I have to say the paints are awesome. The paints, the Daniel Smith paints are amazing. Okay, one of my favorites. But I have to say the DVD that came with it, the people that they had instructing how to do it, I don't know how to say this nicely. They were terrible. Like they painted the bird and she kept going outside the lines, and for the African Violet project, I felt like there was hardly any instruction. I didn't really like the colors, but it did kind of get me to try them. And so this is what I did. This was my cherry blossoms. Of course, I couldn't follow the instructions because I didn't like their colors. They wanted you to use the buff titanium, which is an opaque color, and I like transparent colors. So I didn't, I don't follow directions well. Maybe that's why. But this is my cherry blossoms. I did like the fact that they had you lift some of the color to get like kind of a highlight. So, but I kind of went rogue and I kind of just played around. I didn't want the leaf to be brown. I made it green, stuff like that. So, but I did really love doing it. And I loved the colors. You got to try different colors. Okay, so the next one I did is the bird. And again, I thought her instructions were terrible for the bird especially. She was going outside the lines and didn't understand that if you, the person that was instructing went outside the lines and didn't seem to understand the wet on wet technique, that if you make the paper wet, the paint will spread to everywhere that's wet. And I've only been painting a while and I know that. So it was a little comical. I also, with the drawings, had a hard time because like that, I should have traced it, and I did it the way they had it, but I should have done it where it was, different configuration. That looks so unnatural, it drives me nuts. So, but it was fun. I did not like the color they chose for the bird because it was very granulating, and I didn't think that a bird should have a granulating color. So I think I used my Sennelier paints for the bird. So yeah, this was kind of a mixed bag, but still for the price, I think it's under $5. I still think it's worth it. I still think it was good. Okay, so this was my least favorite. I had the most trouble with this. I thought the instructions were horrid, but you're always going to learn something when you play. I want to find a real tutorial for African violets because I did like the color they chose, the cobalt blue violet. I will probably pick up that color. The Prussian green was good. What I didn't like is the way they had you mix colors to get this pot color, which is horrid. It's like a mustardy color and I didn't like it. But what I did discover is playing with the colors that I do have, and I used Moonstone Pipeline and a little bit of a Sennelier Burnt Sienna to get this, and I I love that. I think it really looks like a ceramic pot. That's one time I did like the granulating. It made sense that a pot would be granulating, but a bird, not so much to me. And then I also learned I love Shadow Violet for my shadows. So even though it was kind of a mixed bag, the instructional DVD, I still really like this. So, but that's what I have been doing when I don't really have very much time. I have to do it like 15 minutes, you know. So, but that is perfect for the 15 minutes. So I can't wait to do this one and cards. So my first card, I actually don't have all the stamps, I apologize, and dies because I've already packed some of them. But I did use this little girl from MFT, and the cutout window, I'll try to link them below for you. But then for the little stars, I used this Lawn Fawn set, Fairy Friends, and I used a Lawn Fawn background stamp to stamp, this is supposed to be a Louis Vuitton, and because I made this card because a friend of mine we both love Louis Vuitton purses, and she is about to get her first one. So she's really excited because she's going to Paris and she's going to go to the actual Paris Louis Vuitton store. So I had to make her a card that I'm excited for her, and then it has a little Eiffel Tower, and I did some watercoloring for the background and used this stamp, Bitty Bears. That is that card, and I really didn't have much time to make that card either. Next, I had to play with this all-to-new Winter Rose stamp set. I absolutely loved it. I think this set is going to be one I use very often, over and over again, just like Beautiful Day. And so I use that, as well as Fabulous You, which I love so much. I'm so glad I got that. I got it with the dies and just the fonts alone and the flower. I'm so glad I got that. Okay, so I also use Leafy Garland die and the Lawn Fawn outside in stitched rectangles. So of course I use this, and I cut out, if you've watched my channel, I do that all the time, some vellum as well as some gold. So I did love this stamp set, but I have to say I'm kind of almost embarrassed of this. I did use my Close to My Heart ink pads. I was close to selling them all. Actually, they stamped out pretty good, and I would use my Misty even. I don't like about this card is I did not get the dies because they were out of stock, and I will definitely be buying the dies because I have to say I tried using my Scan and Cut for this. It did not work. My Scan and Cut, I love my Scan and Cut. 90% of the time it works awesome, but because these colors were so light and then I used the black, it couldn't register the flowers because they were so light. So I think next time I could have fiddled with it if I had time and maybe got it to work, but I think for my flower stamps, especially for all to new, I'm gonna let myself get the dies, and I'm gonna get okay with it because I feel like I ruined this card because I had to fussy cut it and they look ridiculous. But that is the end of my very long haul. It was great to catch up a bit, and I have placed several orders because it was my birthday. I have placed like 4 orders, so I'll be having another haul video soon, and hopefully I will be making some cards to share with you guys and start crafting a little bit again. So thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.